What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today we're going to go through all the tier 2 dungeons in Lost Ark. Now I'm going to add a copy and paste version on the website down below in the description. Just go to bloodshed.com if you guys want that. I use it all the time to copy and paste it to my group. You know, there's always new players in the pugs that I do and they don't know the fight, so I just post it there every single time and I feel like it does increase my success rate. Don't forget to like the video as these take a long time to make. Also, again, keep in mind this is just a quick guide. If you want in-depth versions of the guide, I encourage you to check out other YouTubers that go into detail. There's tons and tons of videos out here on the tube. But let's get into it. The first one we have in tier 2 is the Ark of Arrogance, the Road of Lament. First boss is super easy. All you do is, if you're marked, you drop the pulls away from the group, which is a similar mechanic we do in a lot of different fights, right? So as you can see, we have this target over our head and you're gonna run to the corner and just kind of pull the circles away. You wanna try to keep them grouped up away from the team. And that's it. I mean, there's some avoidable attacks you need to dodge, obviously, and things like that. But again, remember, this is the quick guide, okay? All you gotta do is, when you get the target, you run away. For the next boss, she shoots out these orbs, right? So you're gonna spread out, everyone's gonna take a different quadrant. You got 4 players in your group. You're gonna avoid red orbs, but grab golden orbs. After you grab a gold one, you gain a buff. Use that buff to kill them red orbs, okay? So you'll see it right here. There's the golden one. I'm like, okay, you taking my gold. There's 1, 2, 3. If you get a red, then you have to grab another yellow to make up for it. Okay, so now I have this golden aura and I'm waiting for her to summon all the red orbs to get power. And instead of her getting power, we're gonna go through and clear them all with our golden aura. So everyone has to, again, spread out so there's no balls get through, okay? If they do, it causes a wipe. And that's it. You've crushed the Road of Lament. Now we're moving on to the Forge of the Fallen Pride here. Another really easy fight coming up here for the first boss in the Forge. Okay, so if you get this little AoE, run away from the group. That's pretty much a common mechanic here in Lost Ark. It's like the don't stand in the fire mechanic in WoW. This one is, if you get marked, you get marked, you have an AoE, probably run away. Probably just pull it away from everybody else. Okay, so that's the number one thing. And the only other thing with this boss is to kill the dragon ads when they spawn. You can see the dragons coming down right here. And I think I might just go in and ult them both together. You need to kill the ads, it's super important. In this boss and in the next boss, which we'll get into. And the dragons are dead, and that's pretty much it. You know, avoid stuff, pull things away from the group, kill dragons, and you will succeed. Boss number 2 is pretty easy, but there are some things you need to know so you guys don't wipe. The first thing for boss number 2 in the Forge of the Fallen Pride is when he summons his red shield, like a red bubble around his character, do not attack him. It's bad, okay? Just don't do it, right? Ouch. The second thing you need to know is he summons 2 ads and he'll have a globe over his head, as you can see right here. This one's red. It could be red or white. If it's red, you attack the red ad. If it's white, you attack the white ad. And that's pretty much it. Control left click to ping to target so everybody knows who to attack in case they forget. So leave the white ad alone, kill the red one. If it was a white orb, obviously we'd attack the white ad, the white angel. So, and then that's it. That's pretty much the mechanic. Immediately after you kill the ad, jump in this circle. Otherwise, it's a one-shot mechanic. I was slacking, and if you don't get in the bubble, boom, right? Eviscerated. So, yeah. Right when you kill the bubble, jump in a bubble. Bubble and bubble bubble. You've successfully destroyed the Forge of the Fallen Pride. On to the next one, the Gates of Paradise. Now, we're going under the sea here. Where it's better, down where it's wetter, take it from me, okay? Sea of Indolence. This is our first entry into 8-player groupings, which is really cool. The whole dungeon, right? All 3 sea dungeons are all 8-player dungeons. So you literally jump in a freaking Scuba Steve suit and you go under the water. The first fight is super easy. Also, all you do is wait for Shark Boy to spawn. You see him on the left-hand side. And kill him. You can see people targeting him. Again, always good to target, communicate. People be slipping, be foreheads, so let them know. Ping, ping, ping. They'll go attack the shark guy. You get a huge shark guy buff, and then you can kill the other boss much, much easier that way. And that's pretty much it for fight number 1. After this fight, you lose your little sea suit, and you're gonna need to grab oxygen, okay? So there's little Sonic the Hedgehog air bubbles you need to stand over to get your oxygen back. You can see the little heart meter, that's just your oxygen level. Maybe it's your blood oxygen level. I don't know what it means. And then there's purple flowers. I'm about to grab one right here in the video. Boom, purple flower, get your thing back. When you get hit, sometimes you lose breath also. So it's like another thing, you're balancing out your health and your breath. But it's not terribly difficult. It's just something you have to pay attention to. The main thing of this fight is to get to the safe zone. The safe zones kind of spawn around the boss, okay? He summons like this a lot of times. He summons this giant raid wipe AoE attack, and you'll see it pop up here. It happens pretty often. So if you don't have a lot of leaps or teleports or jumps, like if you're playing an artillerist, you can see her pop up on screen right here. When you see this girl pop up and it says run for your life, right, get into this bubble. It usually spawns around the boss, never on the edges of the map. So another thing is you have to balance out your breath, right? So make sure that you have enough breath, because you have to stand here for a few seconds while this AoE goes off. And that's pretty much it, the major mechanic of the fight. Just jump in the bubble. Again, it happens pretty often. I usually grab air after the attack, as you just saw in the video, just to top me off, I guess, there. There is other stuff, like, so he can freeze players, right? If they're frozen, they can't make it to the bubble. So you attack them to unfreeze them. And that's going to be a common theme in this whole undersea dungeon. A lot of freezing of teammates, and then you need to unfreeze them. Otherwise, they will get killed by these massive one-shot mechanics, right? This guy looks crazy. In phase 2, he runs back and forth and he freezes a lot more often. So just try not to get hit as much. There's another bubble. You just get into the bubble and you guys will be A-okay. And that's it, man. Sea of Indolence down. Now we're moving on to Tranquil Karkosa. This is kind of where it's not difficult, but your group needs to really get on the A game. Okay, this is where it's like your group needs to really pay attention to shit. The main mechanic for boss number 1 is kill the sorcerers, and then there's a huge stagger check on him. Okay, so it says, look, sorcerers, they're making a shield for the boss. So immediately you're gonna have to kill the 2 sorcerers on the map here. Sometimes they spawn up top. You can see right here. If you don't kill the sorcerers, you'll fail the fight. Okay, so you can try to break the shield as much as possible. Sometimes you get these light beams on your character, aim away from the group. So immediately after you kill the 2 sorcerers, then there's gonna be a stagger check, and then she pops up, and then she even says right here, right, we have to stagger. So all your stagger abilities, your ultimates, your whirlwind bombs, grenades, whatever, it's a huge stagger check here. You can see the bar right here, the stagger bar, and then boom. And then that's pretty much the main mechanic of this boss, right? Kill the ads and then hella stagger on the boss and you guys will be good to go. It's pretty straightforward after that. The next boss, pretty self-explanatory. Avoid stuff and stagger when he picks up teammates or when you see stunned teammates. You basically just help each other and kill ads. And that's essentially it. This is like a freebie. Like if you got through the first one, that was the hard one to coordinate, right? This one's pretty much just tank and spank, kill ads, help teammates, and win. All right, we got to get back into our drawing bag for this boss fight, okay? Okay, so you can see how we're standing right now, right? We got player here, player here, player here. Like everybody's kind of spread out in this order. There's 8 of us, right? So you need to spread out like so. So what happens is there is a ball, whatever the color doesn't matter, right? You want to absorb all the balls before they hit the boss, and you have to alternate colors, right? So like let's say this is yellow, and then this is white, and then we'll do orange for visual. So you need to rotate. So as soon as the mechanic starts, I'm gonna absorb 1 ball here, and then I'm gonna head to the other player's spot. I'm gonna absorb the other ball. I'm gonna head to the next player's spot, absorb the ball, and so forth. And this is pretty much how the mechanic goes. So it's about getting everybody in the beginning to coordinate like so. So the second time you do it, it's just a little bit different, okay? So you still grab one and move on, but you grab one, move on, grab one, move on, and then on the third one, you grab it twice. So the order would be like 1, 2, this is a bad looking 2, 3, 3, 4, because the orbs alternate like this, and then you would move on, right? Because if you move on, it would mess up the order. Like this person would grab the orange, for instance, move to here, and it would be orange, not yellow, because you're grabbing the yellow. So you're gonna stay twice. So when this phase happens, I'll cover it again, right? You grab an orb, move on, grab an orb, move on, grab an orb, move on. On the second time you do it, you grab the third one twice. So one easy way to understand it is count 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. All right, we just hit wave 16 roughly. We're all going to our positions. You can see me waiting for the globe. You can see how close they are too, right? Grab the first one. Here comes the second one. I'm gonna go over here, grab the third one. Super duper easy for phase one, right? All the phases are, once you get everybody dialed in, right? And that's it. So here we go, 8 health bars remaining. She pops up, tells you it's about to happen. Everybody go to their positions. I'm gonna grab the first one. So 1, 2. Don't stand on the outer edges, you'll take damage. So we take 3 twice, 1, 3, and 2 3s. You can see how they change color, and then we go to 4, and that's it, GG's. And you've successfully completed the dungeon. That's pretty much it, the main mechanic of the fight. Tranquil Karkosa is no more. Now we're headed on to Alaric'S Sanctuary. So for the first boss of Alaric'S Sanctuary, you have 8 players, right? So you have 2 teams. So what happens is your team gets split up just like this, but there's also gonna be 2 different bosses. If you get the shark boss, it's just tank and spank. All you have to do is survive. For the siren boss, she causes a lot of blindness to your team, and you need to find the golden orb and destroy it before she kills you, basically, right? So it's a game of finding the Stitch in Harry Potter, apparently. So I'm gonna show the mechanic here. You can see it pop up on screen, battlefield move, everyone pay attention. All the little black balls spawn. We're gonna avoid those and go for the golden one. So there's a golden right there. You're gonna do damage to it, get the golden aura, just like I did here. Go to the middle. Your team needs to be in this golden aura here. I don't know why I'm messing around, and then go through the portal together. Yeah, don't troll like that. Stand in the middle, stand still. And then you meet up with your other team and kill the shark boss. But if you get the shark boss, obviously you just sit there and DPS and wait and don't drown, right? Don't just sit there and drown. Grab the oxygen, okay? And that's pretty much it for this fight. Just grab the golden globe, kill the boss, go to the middle, and take the portal and win. For boss number 2, he gives you these types of AoEs, as you can see right here. Just stand away from everybody, just like that, and everything will be A-okay. You definitely want to stay away from the marked player. So that's the next thing you need to focus on. One player gets marked, and they need to run to one of the pillars. You can see this pillar right here, right? There's 4 pillars, and they get destroyed. The boss casts a massive damage attack on you. You might want to use a potion before you get hit, or the supports might want to try to shield you. But yeah, if you get marked, run to the pillar. You can see people pinging right there. And then the boss casts a big AoE and a big damage spell, and it breaks the pillar. Right here, I have the marked. I didn't realize it because of all the red. I was like, all the red around me, I almost didn't see it. You can see right here, I'm gonna get a marked around my character, right? Very soon. And I was like, oh shit, I have the mark. And I was like, quick, so I teleported here, and then bam, it destroyed the pillar, killed me in the process. And I think my team says a worthy sacrifice. Because that's all you have to do to clear, is to break those pillars, right? So it was also pretty funny, right? But you get how the fight goes, right? You get marked, you go to the pillar. If you get the AoEs, don't hit the marked person. The marked person already takes enough damage, and spread out and get away from everybody else. For the third and final boss of Alaric'S Sanctuary, okay, one player needs to stand in each safe zone. Let's bring up the old pin again here. So the boss spawns like safe zones like this on the map, right? This is basically, you can see us all standing here, right? I don't know if I did the math right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's nothing here. Just pretend this doesn't exist. Let me get the eraser out, okay? So you basically stand in an arrow formation, like you can see on screen here, because that's where the safe zones are on the map. Now the bottomest circle, that's the position I had in this particular encounter. That's really far south. So make sure that you know where your position is, because he spawns these one-shot mechanics often, and you need to jump into the circles so you don't die. So just pre-game, just like we did with the other one, pre-game beforehand, and everybody will know what's up. You're gonna also save trap teammates, just like you did all throughout all these dungeons. Pull AoEs away from the group, just like you did with all these other dungeons. There's the big AoE. You don't want to cast around your group. If they're frozen, what happens? They can't get to the safe zones and they will die, right? So you want to make sure you're always freeing your teammates. You're also not freezing them. If you get a 5 debuff stack, you cause an AoE also, so you want to clear that as much as possible. You can clear that with a Panacea potion. It's the golden, the yellow potion. It has a 100% chance to clear debuffs. So you could use that, it does help, or you can just focus and not get hit, dodge stuff. Because if they're frozen, they can't get to these safe zones. So you can see the arrow. Here's like the arrow on the map, these little golden circles. And this person trying to stand in my circle, man, get out of here. So I went in my circle, I avoided death, which is a good thing, right? And then we go back to the fight here. Now this phase is a massive, massive stagger check phase. So we're talking you gotta use everything, right? And you gotta use your ults, your stagger bombs, try everything, use all your spells, plan ahead. This bar is a big stagger check. In addition, right after we're done, we have to destroy all the yellow balls. Bright yellow ones, you can only like stun or stagger them, right? Some people sleep bomb them, but you know, trying to get 8 players not to hit this thing is not gonna happen in a pug, maybe in a super guild, but you can see stagger, or you're gonna wipe. I'm casting everything, we're doing everything. And then after that, we need to attack these yellow balls coming in after that, right there. Really important toward the end, you grab that frozen orb. That person gets stunned, but it saves the whole group. And that's it, you just destroyed tier 2. You're on your way to tier 3 rating, hopefully you land those upgrades to even get to tier 3. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if it helped you out, make sure to like the video and subscribe and all that stuff. Check me out, twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream Lost Ark 6 days a week currently, and that's gonna be all for me today. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Peace out.